next 2 days. Are you planning to kind of use more of the bench tomorrow night?
Yeah, I am. And as a matter of fact, unlike all the other guys, I'll tell you guys, that AD won't play, Drew won't play, and each one won't play. Those are the only guys right now. I have to think about a couple of other guys, but they definitely won't play tomorrow.
Can we expect to see Julius and Jaleel?
Julius probably. Jaleel, no, he will not play. Hopefully, we'll have him for the last game, the Toronto game.
So no other significant injuries or anything to worry about?
No, not really at all. And with Julius, we're just going to see. He'll be a game time decision to see. I think he's going to be okay, but we don't want to put something out there that may not happen. So we'll see how he is at the shoot around tomorrow, and when he warm up for the game, and then we'll make a decision there.
You talked about the pace, and that you've been happy that tempo is good, but it's not been efficient offensively. What have you been doing to correct that over the last couple of years?
Well, we told them we got to value the ball a little more. I think we're trying to make plays that are not there. And so what we have to do is that we still have to play at the pace we played at. I think it comes down to just making simple, easy plays, because the floor of the ball is going to get us some easy shots. But we're trying to thread needles on certain situations. I don't mind a turnover where we're trying to hit a big that's running out on an over-the-top pass, sometime, because I think you have to do that in order to keep those guys engaged. But we're just trying to pass in really confined areas, and that gets us in trouble. So, but we did the last 2 days. We've done a much better job with that in practice, and I think it'll carry over into the game.
We talked with Solo about this a little bit yesterday. In a league where so many teams want to run now, and that's kind of the thing. But what do you guys have to do to kind of separate yourself, knowing that you want to be at the top, among all of those things?
Well, I think you got to be efficient. I think the question that came about with the turnovers. I think if you're efficient, then that'll separate you a little bit. Especially with your turnovers. If you can monitor the turnovers and take care of the turnovers, then that's going to make you a more efficient team. When you play that way, obviously the more possessions, that's going to give you an opportunity to have more turnovers. But, what we have to approach it is that we're going to play that way, and we're going to have more possessions, and those possessions are going to be field goals attempted and not turnovers.
It's got to be also good to have 4 or 5 guys in your starting lineup who all rebound the basketball as well, which allows you to get back out.
Yeah, and the thing that I think we've been emphasizing, this training camp more so than anything, is that our guards have to be rebounders. There's no reason why Drew Holiday shouldn't average, 5 rebounds a game or close to 5 rebounds a game. And Elford's always been a good rebounder, so a guy like him should be able to rebound it. And then our other perimeter guys, we've got to get them involved too. So if AD and those guys are engaged, with a big, then our guys are gonna, our perimeter guys are gonna have to come back and get some of those rebounds.
Alvin, when you're looking at a few of these last couple of roster spots, how much is your focus on the guys that are in the building and then also outside of the building?
We're looking both ways. The guys that we've had in here have done a great job, though. They've done a great job. They've made a decision really difficult. Extremely difficult, to be honest with you. They've done everything that we asked them to do at practice. When they've had opportunities in games to play, the way we evaluate it, they've done a really good job in those games situations too. So it's going to be difficult. But we like the guys we have here, but we will continue to look on the outside and see, waiver wires or whatever. What is going on those teams too.
Coach, tomorrow's game going to be important for those young guys you mentioned, maybe separating themselves, making that final decision or two?
Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no. Like if somebody plays extremely great, I don't know if that's going to separate them. And if somebody have a poor game, I don't know if that's going to, be the death of them either. I just think that, we still have to look at the overall body of work. And the overall body of work says that, it's going to be a tough decision for us, but obviously it's one that's got to be made.
Can you Thursday as kind of a dress rehearsal that you want to get those guys extended minutes, get extended look, or is it more like the end of an NFL preseason where nobody's really playing at all and it's kind of you're playing a handful?
Yeah, I'm not real sure what Miami's going to do, but
for Toronto,
for Toronto, yeah, we're going to try to have a little bit of a rehearsal because, we want to try to, get guys, a combination of guys on the floor together, and we also want to have a rotation of players that we want to take a look at. And that's going to be really the first time that those guys may have been on the floor together or play together. So I think, we have to do that. That's the last opportunity we'll have before the Houston game.
And specifically with those three wing guys, Ken Rich, Garland, and Troy, what has that battle been like through this whole preseason?
It's been really good because I think they're three different kinds of players, but three very efficient players, really good practice kids. They work extremely, extremely hard in practice. And so I think that's what has made it so tough. Like I said, they're different players, but all of them have really stood out in the area where we thought that they would, so it becomes difficult.
And how much does the different backgrounds, like you said, make the process difficult for you as far as Troy's an NBA guy that's been around, Garland's maybe more overseas, Terrence is a rookie?
I think you got to put all of those, take all of those into account, and eventually, you're going to have to make a decision. Like I said, it's not anything that's going to be easy to do for us, but I think that's a positive, really, that we have a couple of guys that we feel that are NBA players that, we're probably going to have to release.
Alvin, any chance you caught the Saints game last night? And if you did?
I was right there, man. I was right there.
Witness.
It was an incredible thing to be there, and anybody that knows Drew know how humble he is, and it's an amazing thing, that I converted it to miles, and the guy's thrown for 41 miles. He's 3/4 of the way to Baton Rouge right now. I just think it's an amazing thing that all of a sudden you get 72,000 miles. I don't know. I hope it's not 72,000 miles. 72,000 yards passing. It's quite a feat, and the guy's the most efficient guy I've ever seen. I don't know that much about football, but if I was a betting man and I had to have one last drive, I'm not sure if there's anybody in the league that I would take over him, and not anyone. Now that's a basketball coach talking, but I've seen there, and I've been there and sit there and watch him, have the last possession of the game, and you just know that something's good's going to happen and something's going to be there. And like I said, it couldn't happen to a better guy. He's a great leader, just a great human being, and there's a few more within reach that's going to come down any day now also. So it's not going to be long before you have them all, really, if you think about it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.